Welcome to this video lecture in the topic Design of Silent Code Machines from 5th Unit Design of Synchronous Machines in the subject Design of Electrical Apparatus. So, silent pole machine, it have silent pole rotor and cylindrical stator. Stator design is same in both silent pole machine and cylindrical pole machine, and rotor design only differs. So in a salient pole machine, it is having salient poles in the rotor. So in the poles, we will be having the bindings. So the main dimension of salient pole machines are D and L, and choice of diameter depends upon the type of pole and peripheral speed limit. So two types of poles are used in silent pole machines: round poles and rectangular poles. So this is round pole and it is rectangular pole, and this round pole is having rectangular pole shoe, and as usual rectangular pole will have rectangular pole shoe. So this is the round pole shoe and this is the pole arc of this pole shoe. So this B is the width of the pole shoe, and here again it is width of the pole shoe, and this is length of the armature, or it is length of the field system. Both are same. And so this diameter D and L will be separated out based upon this length and pole shoe width. And so suppose if it is round poles with rectangular pole shoe, so length to width of the pole shoe, so that too will be the same, and the ratio between L by tau is 0.6 to 0.7. So L is the length of the pole, and R this is also the length of the stator pole, and that will be equal to Bs in case of round poles with rectangular pole shoe. And for a rectangular pole, this L by tau ratio is 1 to 5, high value for the synchronous machine. And another thing you have to consider here is, for bolted pole construction, the peripheral speed is 50 meters per second. For dovetail and T-head construction, the peripheral velocity is 80 meters per second. So 80 meters per second is the limit of speed peripheral velocity for a salient pole machine. So it is this peripheral velocity is higher for dovetail and T-head as compared to the bolted pole construction. So this is about the ratio of L by tau for round pole and rectangular pole of salient pole machine. So that this is the dimension. And the next parameter is the short circuit ratio, and the short circuit ratio is the ratio between field current required to circulate the rated voltage on no load condition, and field current required to circulate the rated current under short circuited condition. And this is actually shown in this no load characteristics curve or open circuit characteristics curve and short circuit characteristics curve of a synchronous machine or alternator. So this is OCC and this is ACC, and here so this O is the origin, so O to F0, this horizontal distance, here we have considered the field current in per unit, here per unit voltage and per unit short circuit current or rated current of the machine will be noted here. And in this O to F0 is the field current required to circulate the rated voltage, that is this 1 per unit is the rated voltage of the machine. So this O to A or this F0 to A is the vertical distance, is the rated voltage, and this O to F0 is the horizontal distance, is the field current required to circulate the rated voltage under open circuited conditions of the condition in the machine. And this O to Fs, that is 1 per unit, is the field current required to circulate the short circuit current, rated current under short circuited condition. Okay, so here so the short circuit ratio is this O to F0 divided by O to Fs. This is O to F0 is the voltage field current required to circulate the rated voltage 1 per unit, rated voltage under no load condition, and this O to F0 is the field current required to circulate the rated current under short circuited condition, that is per unit current 1 per unit. Okay, so that can be defined either as O to F naught or O to F S. That is the ratio. That can also, because here per unit it is defined in per unit. So this is a straight line or linear one. So that this O to F naught is also equal to this C to F naught, and this O to Fs is also equal to this B to Fs, and that is also equal to A to F naught. So A F naught or B Fs both are same. So A F naught or B Fs are same as that of this OFS. Okay, this OFS is also equal to B to Fs or A to F naught. So this B to Fs, A to F naught is equal to O to Fs, and this O to F naught is equal to CF naught. That is, this EF naught is equal to OF naught because it is the linear line. And so this ACR can also be defined in any of these parameters. So finally we are writing this final equation as AF naught divided by this EF naught, and AF naught is the open circuit voltage per unit that is the field current required to circulate the open circuit voltage, and the CF naught is the current. Vertical axis here is the current and horizontal axis is the voltage. So it is voltage by current, and this voltage by current is the reactance. So that reactance we are representing direct axis reactance XV, so per unit voltage by per unit short circuit current. So this SCR is 1 by XV. This is XV. So this part is XV, and so SCR is 1 by XV. So the short circuit ratio is defined as the reciprocal of synchronous reactance in per unit. So for turbo alternator, this SCR is normally between 0.5 to 0.7. For silent pole alternators, the SCR is 1 to 1.5. And in the design of silent pole machine, next is the length of the air gap. So larger the length of the air gap influenced by this following parameters. The larger air gap will result in so many advantages that we have discussed in the previous units also. So reduction in armature reaction, very small value of regulation, that is very important parameter. Higher value of stability, higher because the reactance will be more, and higher value of synchronizing power, so that it is steady state stability will be improved, better cooling, lower tooth pulsation losses, lower noise, smaller unbalanced magnetic field. These are all the parameters very similar in all the machines. So larger value of the drawback is if larger value of air gap length is if length of air gap is more, then it will draw more current field current from the supply, so that will increase the core losses, as well as it will result in machine will become costlier. Okay, so more field current will be drawn from the source. So then this length of the air gap can be found out by two methods. One is to have the relationship between length of the air gap to tau, so that is LG by tau ratio, or estimation through SCR, that is short circuit ratio. So first method, LG by tau for a silent pole machine, so 0.01 to 0.015, and for synchronous motor designed with maximum output, that is 1.5 times of the rated output, means length of the air gap to pole pitch LG by tau is 0.02. Okay, so for normal construction of silent pole machine, this is the ratio of LG by tau, and this is the ratio of LG by tau for somewhat higher output machines. And another method is to design this air gap length is using SCR. So air gap MMF, we know this is the formula 8 lakhs BG kg LG, and this ATF naught is the field ampere turn on no load. So MMF required for air gap is 80% of this ATF naught. So it is 0.8 ATF naught. So from this we are writing for this LG. So ATF naught by BG kg 10 to the power 6. And this ATF naught in turn is armature ampere turns multiplied with this ACR. This is the equation for armature ampere turns. And then so we are substituting for ATF naught this value in this equation, ATA this value, and then B average, BG is B average by KF, K is the field form factor. So we are substituting in terms of B average and KF. So this is the final equation to calculate the length of air gap. And so this is about the design of rotor of the machine, salient pole rotor. and the length of the in salient pole rotor dimension, main dimension D and L we have calculated, and how to separate this D and L, that also we have discussed, and then how to find out the length of the aircraft. The last design is the armature design. Armature or stator of the machine. So stator is having a slot and tooth. In the slot we will be having the armature conductors or stator conductors. So number of armature slot, as usual we will be designing based upon the stator slot pitch. So this is the different values, that is stator slot pitch is less than or equal to 25 mm for low voltage machine, less than or equal to 40 mm for 6 kV or low voltage machine, less than or equal to 60 mm for machines up to 15 kV. So this is one parameter. Based on this we will be calculating the total number of armature slots or stator slots. And then another parameter we will be used to calculate the stator slots is slots per pole per phase. So that value we will be assuming 2, 3 and 4 here. So 2 to 3, 2 to 4 here. Okay. So based on these two we will be calculating, because here this Q is also slots per pole per phase, and slots we will be calculating by assuming Q values, and then YSS, with the YSS value we will be verifying. The common value between this YSS and this Q value will be the final value of total number of armature slots or stator slots. And slots we will be we have calculated, and then we will be calculating the conductors. So for the total number of turns we are calculating from the EMF equation, and 5 we will be calculating from the specific magnetic loading. B average is P5 by pi dl. Okay, so that is written in terms of tau. The tau is pi d by p. So that B average is P5 divided by this pi dl. Okay, so this is also similar to that of induction machine. Number of parallel path is 1. If it is 1, then this is the EMF equation. Suppose if number of parallel path is A, it is E phase into A. So A times the number of turns will be increased in machines. So we have calculated the total number of turns, and then we will be calculating the current from the KVA equation. So IZ will be equal to I phase if it is 1, A is equal to 1, or otherwise IZ is I phase by A. So that we will be calculating IZ from this equation, and then area of cross section of the armature conductors is IZ by delta A. Delta A is the current density of armature conductors, armature or stator conductors. So IZ we have calculated from this equation. Total number of conductors we are calculating from turns per phase. So total number of conductors will be 2 times of turns per phase. 2 into 3 times of turns per phase. Okay. So these are all very similar to the induction machine design. So this is to calculate the area of conductors. So with respect to the stator design here, we are calculating the total number of armature slots, and then total number of turns per phase, and area of cross section of the armature conductors or stator conductors. So in this video lecture we have discussed about the salient pole machine design, that includes salient pole rotor design as well as the stator design of the salient pole machine. So this rotor design includes the separation of this D and L based upon this, whether it is round pole or square pole machine, rectangular pole machine. Based upon this L by tau ratio, we will be separating out this D and L, main dimension of this salient pole machine. So this is the rotor of the machine, salient pole rotor, and in the rotor we are designing the main dimension, and main dimension separated using this L by tau ratio. Then we have discussed about what is short circuit ratio, because it is important for synchronous machine, because the steady state stability limit and voltage regulation and parallel operation of the synchronous machine is very much depends upon the short circuit ratio. So we have discussed what is short circuit ratio, and then length of the air gap. The second part is length of the air gap, that can be found out either by using this L by tau ratio, H by tau ratio, or we can calculate it by knowing the value of SCR, short circuit ratio. So from that we have derived this LG equation, and then so this is about the rotor design and air gap length, and then the stator. Stator or armature, that is cylindrical construction. The stator design is also similar for cylindrical pole machine. For both cylindrical pole alternator or turbo alternator and synchronous salient pole synchronous machine, this armature design is the same. So it is having number of armature slots we are calculating, slots and tooth. So total number of armature slot we are calculating by applying this stator slot pitch or and slots per pole per phase Q, and then we will be calculating the total number of turns per phase and the area of cross section of armature conductors or stator conductors. So that's all about the design of salient pole synchronous machines. In the next class we will discuss about design of turbo alternators. Thank you.